Welcome to SkateChat. This is going to be number 5, I do believe. Number 5. Just this. Damn sticks. I don't know if that was a stick. I think it was a stone, actually. Stones! Oof. Anyway. Ooh. Been a few days. I'm going to talk to you about why it's been a few days. Oof. Let's just get some speed up here. Should have really probably stretched before I started doing this, but this is it. This is the stretching session right here. Feel it. Feel it. Get some. It has been a couple of days since the last time I did one of these. And part of that is because, like today, it's kind of a cold day. I know, I'm a big baby. I hate when it's like 50 degrees out. Wee. 50 degrees, come on. Oy vey. Let's rewind the video a little bit, back to when it was like just getting into the 50s. And I was out skating in the rain and stuff, like, come on. This is cold. Give me a break. This is not cold. But you know, you just put on a jacket and you take it easy and you go at it. Get on the skates, put on a show for the neighbors. Good morning. And you do your little thing. So the weather was kind of crappy, raining and chilly. It wasn't the fact that it was cold, it's the fact that it wasn't warm. It wasn't the kind of day that you want to get out there and make things happen, you know? I like when the weather's great, you know, when the weather's nice. When it's like 70-something degrees, when it's 80 degrees, when it's really, really warm. And you just appreciate the outdoors. You don't like being outside. You don't have cookouts, you want to sit on the porch, throw back a cold one. You know, it just wasn't that kind of a day for the last couple of days. I had to work a lot. It was very hard because I work in retail and it was inventory time. For all you retail worker wage slaves out there, you know what I'm talking about. And just to be extra crap. Oh my God, because that was just so extra. It was also my time of the month. Car. Truck early. Oh, big giant diesel. So yeah. Hormones were, let's just say, effed up. A little bit because I had to skip a few days because my prescription ran out. But mostly because it's just always the week around December 9th. Sorry, not December 9th, but the 9th, every night. Morning. So, in addition to all the extra stress, I don't want to say it just felt like really it was the normal amount of stress, because I really don't get that bent out of shape about having to put in a few extra hours and having to work in a little extra hard. Just pays the bills, you know? But when you are not feeling like yourself and you get that noise in your head, oh man, it was bad. Like, imagine wrapping your head in a pillowcase and then crawling into an echo chamber where every negative thought, every negative comment is amplified until the point where all you hear is the noise. And that's what it was like. Every negative thought. For me, it was about... Hey, Mikey. For me, it was about being poor. It was about not being able to afford that medication that I was just telling you about. It was about, rent being due, and we paid it. Rent is taken care of. Bills are taken care of. Everything's taken care of. I even got laser done on my face. I got some laser hair treatment to get rid of the hair that's there, And all of that added up to a lot of money that I worked very hard to earn and flush away. I mean, you have to take care of the basic necessities. It's not really, this isn't the flushing away. It's you're taking care of things, PCB. And so you get out there and you do that, and there's nothing left over. You have budgeted just so much to be able to afford the basic necessities, and now you have nothing. And that little voice in the back of your head that usually says things like, did this to yourself. You chose this. Being trans wasn't a choice, but transitioning was. And let's not mince words here. When I say choice, I mean it was like life or death. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But it all plays well into what I'm talking about, what I'm feeling, what this river has to do with everything, and just the general things that you have to go through. And so, just the thoughts, like I said, amplifying in your head until you start to realize, you know what? I don't think I can take this anymore. I can't deal with this anymore. And you start talking to friends, and you start talking to coworkers, and they're noticing things are bad, and they want to help because they care. They like you. I'm very fortunate in that regard, to the fact that I have a very, very, very supportive group, a very supportive network of people who I work with, who are 100% on board, understanding, acceptable, supporting. They care about me, so I care about them. And if it wasn't for that, trouble would begin to take over. So if you can reconcile the fact that people do care about you, people want you around, you start to feel a little bit differently about things like suicide and the way you take care of yourself. Oh, you're fine. And so something I was really thinking about a lot over the last few weeks. We're gonna get there in a few minutes. Trust me on this one. We're getting there. That's where we're going. It doesn't help that just a few weeks ago, a very, 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 very dear friend of mine decided that she couldn't deal with the pain anymore. And I feel like an ass because I wasn't really sure what pain she meant. Like we were such good friends. I've known her for 10 years at least. So I didn't realize the things that were going on. And she never talked about them, to be honest with you. At least not with me, I guess she figured I had enough of my own troubles. So, I don't know. I don't know why we clam up. I kind of know why, because it was for the same reason that I was clamming up, because I didn't want to talk about it, because I was tired of crying and feeling bad, and just all these things, all these emotions and feelings going through my head. And I needed an escape from that. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what the feeling is that you want to get an escape from that. But I wasn't thinking clearly at all. And so what I began to feel was a grip of hopelessness, slowly, what's the word for it? Just closing around me, closing in on me, and just squeezing my chest until I couldn't breathe anymore. And all I could hear over and over was the echo chamber saying again and again, you know, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just jump off the bridge? And just say goodnight and shut it down. And because it felt like everything's gonna be this way forever. You know, it felt like, why even try? Why bother when you know the outcome is just going to be more of these feelings and more of this emptiness and more of this hopelessness, more of this struggling. And, you know, eventually you just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to have to struggle anymore. The whole budgeting thing, the whole trying to afford meds and trying to afford laser and trying to afford other transition costs and trying to afford rent and bills and everything. It's like, yeah, I can do that, but it requires sacrifice. It requires me giving up things like vacation time, getting to go away places, getting new skates or new wheels. It requires sacrificing buying a video editing software because I've been using free editing software. It hasn't been going well because it's really difficult and some of it's buggy, especially on my computer, but there's no way I can afford it. It's just another added expense that I can't really cover and get everything else that I want at the same time. So this job that I'm working at, where I've been trying to get ahead, trying to succeed, and trying to excel, recently had a labor shakeup where we decided to kind of restructure things, and it turns out that they are getting rid of the old hierarchy and they're putting in a new system. And I don't really want to talk about that, but it's just the fact that the goals that I was working towards are now kind of out of reach for me, you know, and boy, I feel that pressure building up, making it harder and harder to get what I want. And now this goal is gone, and it's like, what do I do? What do I do when I feel so hopeless? What does anybody do when they feel like that and they can't make it go away because it just keeps echoing in their mind and it keeps getting harder and harder to concentrate on anything else around you until you start feeling like, yeah, you know what? Maybe today's a good day to do it. Today's a good day to just jump off that bridge. And But you have to stop, and you have to think, and you have to reason, and you have to fight through the fog and fight through the emotions and the noise and everything else that's going on in your life. Because you still got work to do, you still got a job to do, you still got family that care about you, you still got people depending on you, you still have people who are looking out for you, and they're gonna miss you when you're gone, and they're gonna be really upset. And don't for one moment romanticize this idea that they'll miss you when you're gone, and that's a good thing, because it's not. It's a very painful and hard thing to miss somebody and to know they're never coming back. You're never gonna see them again. So think about that, you know? Ah, hill's steep. So think about that. Think about what you're gonna do to people, what you're gonna put them through. Think about your mom or your dad or whoever. Like, I don't know. Think about somebody who really does actually care about you. You know? Think about the pain that you're gonna put them through. Don't put them through that pain. If that doesn't help, I mean, there's so many other things, so many other coping mechanisms. But you have to learn these things. You have to talk to people who can help you with them and teach you how to become better at them. So I took this skating path that I'm on today deliberately because it has hills that scare the ever-loving shit out of me. The first big obstacle we went across was Market Street Bridge back there. See that? That is when my face met the pavement on the sidewalk of Market Street Bridge because I was too nervous to skate properly. And look at this guy cutting down trees. And well, not skate properly, but just not concentrate right. And then ended up taking a dive straight into the ground. And that sucked, but it's healed. And then the thing about that bridge is that on the other side you gotta go downhill. And it's a very steep downhill. And if you noticed, I was braking really hard because I don't like to go that fast when I'm not totally in control. So if I can't brake, if I can't slow myself down, I panic. And that's a bad thing. I'm about to do that again here because this is going to be a tight squeeze. So I'm going to have to go slow and careful. I'm getting better at it though. See, that's the thing. I'm getting better. Every day I come out and I try a little more. I'm developing better techniques of braking, learning better ways of controlling my speed, becoming stronger. Here comes a girl on a bike. She's stopping to let me pass, I assume. Thank you.
How you doing, girl?
Doing all right. I am doing all right. I feel great. I mean, I feel better than I have in days, like I just said. But I want you to take a look down here. This is important. This is what I want you to see. I want you to see how high this bridge is. I want to see what's waiting for you at the bottom of it. Because if it came down to it, it was either going to be there or there. This was going to be it. Is this high enough? I guess so. You know? And you can see it's really easy to get over here. So, not much of a barrier to entry. That's actually a really important thing, psychologically speaking, is if a lot of people that commit suicide, they have access to the tools by which they want to do it. If they know there's a gun nearby, if they know there's a bottle of pills, if they know that there's a bridge or a building, they can develop a plan. And then it goes from ideation to planning, and from planning to committing the act. Which is why I'm here today. Because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not committing the act. It's ironic that I'm kind of afraid of heights, you know? But, after the last couple of days I've had, you know, that old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I like to change it a little bit and say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger. I think I got that from an X-Files episode. I'm not really sure where I got that from. It was just something I was always kind of thinking about in my head, you know. I like to play with words like that. It's actually getting really hot out. Well, not hot, but I'm sweating and it's warm and the sun is beating on me. And this hill is about to get really, really steep in a few seconds. So it's good to have escape plans. But the point of all of this, everything I'm talking about so far, Al, is that developing the skills you need to get through whatever is bothering you in your life. Yeah, I'm having trouble here. I can't stop. I'm terrible at braking. It's true. Ugh. This hill is so steep. I'm laughing to keep from panicking. We're good. We are very good. Boy, I'm just finding metaphors for life everywhere today. How to get yourself out of a difficult situation when it feels like it's taken over and you can't control it and you don't know how to stop it. Oh boy. What it says is, girl, you need to learn how to brake. You need to learn how to stop. You need to learn how to slow your roll and not let these feelings overcome you. Most importantly, don't panic. Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. And there's always help available. There's always somebody out there who cares about you. So, I apologize if this video scared anyone. Probably gonna slap a big old trigger warning on it. But what a metaphor for life this is. How calm and serene everything is right now. Take a look. I mean, I started this ride off with, well, the skate session. I started it off complaining about the fact that it was kind of chilly and the fact that I like to be warm, and it's hard to get the motivation to do things when it's not warm, but you do them anyway because you know you're going to enjoy them. I know I'm going to enjoy this. The minute I set out onto the street, I started enjoying it. But then, then came obstacles, then came problems, then came things that were a little bit out of my control. How did I handle that situation? That's what you gotta think about and remember, so that the next time it comes around, you can do that. That's part of, like I said, learning. Try a little bit every day to learn something new and to get better at something you're afraid of doing. Conquering your fears is so important. It puts you on the path towards doing things you never imagined. So, things are essentially still not great for me, I'm still struggling, I'm still poor, still trying to just figure out how we're gonna pay bills next month and how I'm gonna take care of different situations that I need to take care of, like a cell phone bill or medication now that I don't have insurance, like all these different things. And it's a good thing that if they come all at once, then you don't really have time to prepare and you don't really have time to deal with it. And that's kind of what I was facing as well, was the fact that it was just all kind of happening at the same time. Everything, work, life, social stuff, this, that, weather, everything, all of it coming together at the same time, making it very difficult to adapt in the short space of time that I had. But that's life. It comes at you quickly. And if you can figure out how to break, if you can figure out how to stop, if you can figure out how to reflect and just deal with these things, you can overcome them. Sure, it's easy to say when you're on the other side of the hill, but the fear was real at that moment. And now it's gone. It's calm, serene, it's wonderful, it's nice, it feels great. Oh. We're such a complex people when it comes down to it, and it can be very difficult to separate fantasy from reality, especially when it comes to difficulties in our life. Nightmares feel so real, and yeah, a lot of them are. And I didn't always have the ability to bounce back like this because I haven't always had the coping mechanisms, and I haven't always had the people who helped me to develop them. And I try to pass them on to others. I try to help my girlfriend all the time. My best friend at work, I try to help her all the time. I try to keep people looking at positive things and helping them to understand that just because stuff is really bad right now, it's not going to be that way forever. The main problems are still there, but if you can just get through this moment, you can probably take care of it further on down the line. When you do have the resources available to you, when you do feel the energy needed to fix them, the energy required to fix them. So, I'm going to do another loop. Probably not going to take the bridge because or better yet, I'm probably just going to head over to the other entrance and do that nice little stretch I did in my last video. But as for this video, I think I'm done. I think I've said what I had to say. I think I've illustrated the points that I wanted to illustrate. Call a helpline, call a friend, do whatever you gotta do. Take care of you. Yeah, you do you. And by the way, skating for me, this is my zen right here. Oh, these little snippets of panic and fear that you get going through, you know, it's like, it reminds you, you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep working, and just get through it. And you'll find beauty in a spring day, on a nice May day. Good luck. Woo! Exactly.